Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Archers Arena, where we return to action from the 2023 Four Nations. We're bringing live basketball that's being played by the very best under-18s from Wales, England, Scotland, and Ireland. My name's Ryan Bellini. For this one, I'll be joined by the extremely knowledgeable Dav Jones. Dav, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, especially after an intro like that, man. I mean, we've had two great games already today. I'm really excited to get into the third one here with you now. Scotland and England. It's the last time we're going to see this England men's team play, so I'm excited to see how they're going to come out.
Yeah, we kicked off with action earlier on at 9 a.m. and we're still going strong as this one gets ready for tip-off. Signals from the referee. And of course, England men won their game yesterday by 44 against Wales. They then went on to beat Ireland by 11 earlier on this morning. They were leading by 38 at one point, Dav.
Yeah, leading by 38, but they nearly threw the game away. Ireland managed to bring it back to just 6. And England managed to fight through till the end, and unfortunately for Ireland, my mistake. Not that I'm at all against England or anything, not at all. England just managed to pull through and get that victory in the end. Hard fought, harder than they wanted it to be for sure, especially being up by 38 at the half. Yeah, it was a surprising one because England came into this as strong favourites. They went undefeated last year, men's and women's, and it looks like they're on course to do the same again today. Scotland have a chance to break that streak.
Absolutely, we could see the same by the end of the day. Speaking of Ireland, who of course nearly made that comeback against England, they won by 39 yesterday against this Scotland team. Now, this is Scotland's second game, let's bear in mind. They will also be playing later on in the 5 p.m. tip-off against Wales, and that will then conclude the men's basketball for the Four Nations this year. As we prepare for tip-off here at Archers Arena, one of the heartbeats of basketball here in South Wales.
The heartbeat.
The heartbeat.
I'm happy to claim that. The heartbeat. I doubt Majid loses many of these tip-offs.
Absolutely not. Of course, 7'1", a staggering height, especially here in the under 18s.
Obo's not far off, you know.
They have not a similar height, perhaps at least 7 foot.
Maybe. I feel like that's gotten far less coverage than Majid. Everyone's been talking about the 7'1" centre from Scotland, but Obo, now that he's next to him, it looks as if...
Raza Majid, just 17 years of age.
Unbelievable. 17 years of age, 7'1" tall. He averages 17.5 rebounds in his league that he plays in.
Currently playing for the Hoops Skills Academy is Raza Majid, representing his country again. Delaying tip-off here between these two teams, much anticipated as we prepare to get underway. And a tip-off will go again.
Ball wasn't thrown straight there.
Raza Majid and Obo, we're underway. Obo wins the tip. Straight away, England in possession. Here's Campbell. Drives in Fanshiolinsky. And then Milano. Can't make it, but Obo recovers for England. Ooh. And a block by Korea. Scotland here, just looking to find their feet in this one. Here's Korea, who have got that all-important block. He loses his handle to Emanalo. And now it's England on the ball, looking to be patient, but also looking to find the first bucket in this one, Dav.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really thought they were going to get that one, and Sholovinskas there tries to chuck up another 3. It was a beautiful pass from him to set up that last opportunity, but Korea, he's such a talent at just 16 years of age.
Phenomenal talent is Korea, who has started this game extremely well with an all-important block. Putting his stamp on the game. A minute gone. No bucket for either side. Here's Scotland's chance to break the early deadlock.
Great screen there.
Here's Walker. And the shot clock. It's a turnover for Scotland. A cagey start to this one here at Archers Arena. And you just wonder if there's any element of fatigue for this England team who played that intense contest against Ireland early on this morning here. Of course, live streamed with us at Basketball Wales. Here's Campbell. Liam Campbell, the ball handler for this England team. Here's Obo. Out to Emnalo. His second miss. Retrieved and it dances across the iron. 2 minutes gone in this one. Still no basket.
Can't believe that there hasn't been a score as of yet.
And a couple of misses there for Majid. 7'1", but couldn't make the basket.
Big effort play there from Korea.
And Ingo, a turnover for England.
A huge roar there from the Scotland bench for the defense of Korea on Cholovinskas. Cholovinskas possibly one of the standout players here at this tournament, captain for England.
Cholovinskas, as you mentioned, Dav, has been absolutely superb in the 2 games for England so far. He led his team in scoring in that first game. Emanalo has been superb too off the bench in both games. Here's Korea for Scotland. And Gilmore loses out. Cholovinskas. Rejected again by Korea. Fantastic hustle play.
Oh my goodness, just take a look at this. All 6'7" of his wingspan utilized there. Korea, imagine being 16 and 6'7", playing basketball for your country.
A fantastic prospect in this Scotland team. Here's Emanalo. Screen by Obo. Emanalo dancing his way in. And again, the shot is too short. Korea. Next one go. It's another miss. What is happening here, Dav?
I can't believe that the score is still locked at zeros. Some of the best scorers in this tournament on display here.
And Walker! Eventually, a sarcastic cheer from this crowd.
Well, that's the best commentator's curse I think I can possibly give you.
Sam Walker makes his way on the scoreboard for Scotland. Whistle given here by the referee. Going against Scotland.
Yeah, Walker there with contact on the arm of Campbell as he came across. Very blatant there.
And Obo is replaced by Adenei, and a change here for England. Also a change for Scotland, as on comes Steropoulos. Here's Campbell. Campbell works his way in and earns 2 free throws. So he looks to double England's lead here. Nearly 4 minutes gone in this contest. Scotland. Liam Campbell makes the first. It was Sam Walker who, of course, opened the scoring for Scotland. But England are now off the mark after a tough start to this game. Misses the second. And the decision goes the way of the team in red.
England will be unhappy with the way this game has started for them. Cholovinskis hasn't been able to get involved as much as he'd like, and as soon as he does there, England get a foul once again. He just causes problems.
Cholovinskis does exactly that for his team and his national team, but of course does play for the London Lions, and that just speaks volumes when you throw that team into the mix.
Absolutely.
You know exactly what that represents for basketball in this country. Here's Liam Campbell. Adeneyi stuck in traffic. Here's Emanalo, has another pop. Hits the back iron. And the decision goes the way of England again. As you mentioned there, Dav, it's been a tough start to this game.
Absolutely, it has been tough. England haven't been able to get the shot to knock down, especially Emanalo. It's an interesting story for him here, a bit of a development story throughout the tournament. It's the kind of thing you love to see. Started the first 2 games on the bench, and the 3rd game he's starting because of his fantastic performances, but it's almost as if he's gotten a bit too excited. Now he's chucking up any 3 that he can get his hands on.
Absolutely, and here's Korea, who has started really well for Scotland in this game. His pocket is picked by Emanalo. And here's Adeneyi, who draws the foul. You just wonder here with Scotland, there's been a couple of early fouls given, which isn't ideal for Coach Munoz.
It's a fantastic strong drive there. He knew that he was going to get the contact, so he just took as many steps as he could, got that final bounce in, took that left leg, just put it straight into the path of the defender, so he had no chance but to create contact. Clever move, intelligent centre play.
And Coach Adam Davis will be very aware of the early fouls for Scotland, who are making a couple of changes here. On comes Adams and Tuck.
Adams played really well yesterday against Ireland.
And the free throw there by Adeneyi misses everything. A tough start for this England team shooting. He misses both. The decision this time goes the way of Scotland. Just a time to reset here, Dav.
Yeah, I think we were expecting a bit of a shootout and a big offensive game here, but this game really hasn't gone that way as of yet. So I think both teams just needing just a little breather here, just to run some offensive sets that they're comfortable with.
Absolutely. Floater doesn't go, and collected by Adeneyi. England have struggled offensively. Here's Shielinskas. It doesn't fall for him. And that's Majid, the big man with the jumper. It doesn't go. But there's cheers from the Scotland bench. The decision goes their way.
I've got to say, I'm slightly surprised at that. You can see all the England players there that were just waiting, expecting that to be given as England ball. I don't see which England player shot that after it came off the bounce from the Majid shot.
Here's Tuck. Onto Adams. Gilmore. And it's stripped. His pocket is picked again. But Adeneyi loses grip of the ball. As we mentioned here, Dav, it's a fantastic occasion where talent is showcased. You just wonder with the cameras here, does it sometimes affect some of these players?
Yeah, I think it does get to certain players. I don't think it's so much the cameras, but I do think the crowd and family and friends all coming and knowing that you're representing your country, possibly for the first time that you're in one of these setups, that's a big deal for these players.
Absolutely. Shielinskas. Emanalo picks up the rebound. He dishes out to Goodwin. Switches back to Goodwin. Next one, go from free!
Oh my goodness, Goodwin. The form on his shot is so unbelievable. That's why he's playing so well up in Manchester.
Matthew Goodwin, the first three-pointer of this contest. Scotland looking to respond. The rebound is collected by Zielinskis. But in comes Mzumbu. Look for the foul, but Zielinskis is there again for England. Matthew Goodwin. Back iron. And collected by the big man Majid.
Fantastic. If you're ever looking for a way to practice threes, I would really recommend you watch Matthew Goodwin's form. The way he releases it off his fingertips gets perfect. A spiral on the ball, talking of.
That shot made by Jack Tuck. And Scotland respond right back. Here's Adenei. Nice little move, but it's rejected by Majid.
Majid has already got 5 rebounds.
Scotland looking for back-to-back threes. And that's England ball.
Well, it's been high intensity so far here. I think that's why we're seeing so many substitutions for both teams. I think coaches know that players can't play this hard for an entire game and stay fresh.
And factoring in, of course, England's early start this morning, 9 a.m. game against that competitive Ireland side. They led by 38 at one point, but nearly lost it all. They managed to hold on in the end to an important victory and won the game 73-62. Here's Adenei. Misses again. A tough start to the game for him and England. To Adams.
Ooh. Soft touch on that step back three. The big man showing that he can shoot it from outside.
And it just seems as if Scotland are warming back into this. Here's Goodwin. He's missed 2 consecutive shots, but it's cleaned up very nicely by Nwanzu. Here's Berry. Here's Mazumbi. To work his way in, but Adenei is there to clean up again for England.
I like that drive from Mazumbi, the way he stopped on a dime.
And that's given Scotland ball. And just to correct the scoreboard that is on display, the score is currently 8-4 to Scotland. It's been a low-scoring contest thus far, but we definitely expect this one to pick up. Here's Adams. Tuck. It's another one go, but misses the net entirely.
I don't think his coach is going to be happy with that one. He was way, way, way outside.
Amu Gottfried. Nwezu lets one go, and he misses entirely too. A poor shooting display from both sides here.
This is a really, really, really poor show from both teams so far. I think I'll be really disappointed for either coaches, because these two teams are meant to be putting on a show for these fans, and both of them have really struggled.
And that goes the way of England. And after just watching that game between Ireland women and Scotland women, Dav, we said it was a stop-start game, and it seems to be exactly the same here.
Yeah, absolutely. Not that much free-flowing basketball, but when you're getting miss after miss, that seems to be the way that it goes. You know, you've got lots of restarts. That's going to break up the game.
Almost stripped there. Matthew Goodwin cleans up. Left-handed layup doesn't go. Berry with the rebound. Here's Korea. Onto Adams. Lets one go. And again, misses the iron. Here's Goodwin. He stood out here early on. Still Goodwin. Here's Korea. Both sprawl. Back to Korea. Guarded closely. Is Jack Tuck. Screen by Korea. And Eamon Korea holds the handle well. A travelling violation given against Scotland. And England will look to reset.
He's starting to creep into the habit of ill discipline here for both sides. It's really interesting to see Korea coming up against this England squad. Playing against both of the other home nations, Korea just looked like a giant that could get his way with anyone, but up against England, they've got plenty of defenders that can match up with him.
Mayazamu Gottfried lets it go!
Beautiful finish.
And that is exactly what was required in this one. A big bucket to wake up both teams. It's been a poor shooting display so far in this first quarter. Both sides will not be happy, Dav.
Absolutely not. This is quite a surprise. These are two teams that are very, very high quality. England especially seem to come out scoring really, really hot in every game that they played up until now. So it's quite surprising that they've struggled so much. I wonder if it's maybe because they played the extra game this morning. Yesterday, of course, they only had to play the one game. So they had a lot of time off between the Wales game yesterday and Ireland this morning. Perhaps that is just creeping into their play here today, and maybe, I don't know, that connection's missing between players, having to rotate a bit more. Cholovinskas, for example, is not hitting like he normally is. I don't know what it is, but something's not right here.
Absolutely, and that's seen in both teams. Of course, it's a different dynamic in this Four Nations tournament. Some teams play one game and then two the next day, or vice versa. And that is seen with both the men and women's team as rotation due to the intensity of the games. And it is hard to, as you say, Dav, to form and build those relationships.
Absolutely.
On the court.
I mean, these players haven't played long together with each other, you know. These guys will have got together maybe a maximum of a week before this tournament together in England to get some training done. That's not a long time to build connections on the court.
And at such a young age here, and there's a packed out arena here at Archers Arena. As we mentioned, the home of Cardiff Met Archers. And a fantastic turnout for this one, as we showcase the best under-18 players, both men and women, from Wales, England, Scotland and Ireland.
It's fantastic to see a crowd coming from so many of the home nations down to Cardiff to support their teams.
Korea, shot clock unwinds, and he fails to connect. Eamon Korea has had a positive start to the game. He's yet to make a bucket. But this one has been an incredibly low-scoring bout between these two teams. It's currently Scotland 7, England 8. As you mentioned, Dav, the schedule, the intensity, the lack of time together on the court, the lack of training may just be having a part on this game.
Absolutely. I think things break down at certain times for different teams, and maybe we're just seeing that right now in this court. Maybe we'll see these teams come together as it goes on. Maybe Scotland are coming into this a little cold, and maybe England are coming into this a little tired. They need to get their second win, and they need to get warm. Maybe we're just seeing the precipice of two massive coincidences happening at once. We were expecting a big showdown here between two of the best shooting and best offensive teams at the tournament. We haven't seen that yet. This has been quite a poor game so far.
Let's talk about the statistics. 20% shooting for Scotland, 14% for England, who have made just 3 of 21 shots. 2 of those being three-pointers, one by none other than Matthew Goodwin, who was absolutely superb in that first quarter. He looked like he could be a spark for England.
Absolutely. When he came on, things changed a little. All of a sudden, there was a bit of buzz, a bit of zip, a bit of tempo to their action. I love the way that he repositions off the ball. Not many people nowadays think about off-ball movement the way that they used to in, say, the 90s and 2000s. But because everyone's so focused on dribble plays, Goodwin stands out so much because when someone else holds the ball, he's constantly moving. He's finding the open spot. And that's how he nailed that 3. And I'm sure he's going to get plenty more. Once this season, he scored 10 threes in a game for Manchester.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a shooter. And shooters shoot.
Speaks volumes. We've seen exactly what Matthew Goodwin can offer in this tournament. He'll be looking to continue that here. And what has been a scoring drought between Scotland and England here at Archers Arena. As we enter the second quarter, it's Scotland that will get us underway. with Eamon Korea. More changes have been made to both teams here as we enter the second phase of play. Bow sprawl. The whistle has gone. But the Scotland bench are up again in cheer as the decision goes their way.
Yeah, a little bit of holding off the ball there. England getting sloppy, trying to get aggressive, but it's not working out for them.
We mentioned those poor shooting statistics, but this one is sure to liven up. Is Eamon Korea. Majid misses entirely, misses again, and the rebound collected is Liam Campbell. Onia. And a whistle given. And that time, it's the way of Scotland again.
Yeah, another travelling violation this time on Perry Huggins. Just miscommunication maybe there. I don't think he was expecting to get the ball, couldn't get his feet set. And that's another turnover for England.
Here's Korea. As well, on to Tuck. Well, Magic couldn't collect that, but it's recovered again by Pringle. Here's Jack Tuck. Back to Korea, whistle again.
Wow.
And it continues in that stop-start nature, Dav.
Lots of fouls, lots of turnovers, lots of violations. It's not what you want to see as a basketball fan. You want to see these teams be able to run up and down the court and go at each other. It's good to see, though, that even after the whistle, Korea did nail that three-pointer.
Signs of optimism, as we say, this one is due to liven up with the quality on display. Manalo to go inside. But here's Jack Tuck as Scotland look to make of something on the break. Bo Sproul. Lovely turn by Bo Sproul. The shot from Pringle. Front of the iron is recovered again by Jack Tuck. Korea.
That's really good. Really good work from Korea there. He realized that Campbell was in the wrong position. Realized that if I just swivel my foot here and push off, he's not going to be able to move out in time for the contact to be moved away.
Here's Pringle. Korea is battling well with Smith. And Scotland are happy to pick up the decision there.
Interesting there. Smith just with a slight complaint to the referee there that Korea had hooked onto his arm and forced the contact.
And this could be some battle between Smith and Korea. It starts to liven up between the two. Here's Pringle. Bo Sproul. Sproul puts one up. And again, the ball just glances across that rim. It almost seems as if there's a repellent there today, Dav.
Oh, well, you know, they do say that these show rims here at Arches Arena are particularly tricky to score on. And I would say that might be a reason for this. If we hadn't seen so much scoring from this England team in the first game here today on these exact same rims. Everyone's playing here. It's not unfair to anyone. They've just got to sharpen up.
Bo Sproul makes the first of the two free throws. 6'4" from Durham, just age 17. He misses the second. Liam Campbell picks up the rebound. Here's Smith in the corner for Onei. Back out to Perry Huggins, who puts one up. But of course, it's 7'1" Majid with the rebound. He's lost out. Campbell. Put up by Myers, Amu, Gottfried, but the decision goes the way of Scotland again. A travelling violation.
Yeah, you can see here he spots the gap and he wants to go for it, but he had to take an extra step in order to try and leap through the massive body of Raza Majid.
It was low scoring in that first quarter. It's the same here in the second. Just a point scored so far. Here's Pringle. He looks to change that. Puts one up. Back iron again. Here's Campbell. Lovely turn by Campbell, and he puts it up and in. Liam Campbell.
Well, that makes such a difference. The arena just took a huge sigh of relief.
Pringle. Here's Korea. And again misses everything. A very uncharacteristic performance from both of these two teams. Whistle again, and it goes the way of the Scots.
You can see England here about to make a change. Chalavinskas getting ready to come back in. Maybe he can provide the difference that England need.
Chalavinskas instrumental in England's success so far in this Four Nations tournament. The live streams continue to come thick and fast with Basketball Wales. Another whistle here. Either team struggling to build any kind of form, any kind of momentum and rhythm with all of these whistles. The nature of the game is not suiting either side. It's England who are in charge by 2 points. Chalavinskas. Nwezu Smith. So Nwezu. Smith lets one go.
It looks like we're starting to warm up a little here.
Lewis Smith on target for England. As you mentioned there, Dav, starting to build something here against Scotland. Walker rejected by Perry Huggins.
That's a big block, that. Walker was going straight to the rim. That looked clean. Look at how vertical he gets. A massive block like that. It's going to energize the entire England team. Momentum starting to shift here.
A couple of made buckets, and then Tyrese Perry Huggins. And there's Chalavinskas to pick up the loose ball. Shot by Nwezu. It was Edward Onye for Basketball England, who are starting to get their nose in front here at Archers Arena. They now lead by 7, and Scotland are really struggling, Dav.
Absolutely. They say that, you know, basketball is a game of runs, ebbs and flows, and that's exactly what we've just seen here. A couple of decisions go against them with violations, turnovers and travelling. All of a sudden, Chalavinskas comes in, things start to change. He's the captain, he's the leader of this team. He's got everyone together, got them working together, hit a couple of big shots, a big defensive play, and another shot on the other end. That's a huge little run for England, and I'm sure that they're going to take that forward with them and maybe start to run away with this.
Absolutely, as we just mentioned, it's now a 7-point lead for England. It's still, you know, a low-scoring game. We saw just 15 points scored between the two teams in that first quarter, but Scotland here, 4 minutes in the second, have managed just 1. Something will have to change for Coach Munoz's side. They have to get their way back into this Four Nations contest with the team, as you mentioned rightfully so earlier, Dav, are unbeaten in both men's and women's, not just this year, but last year too. Yeah,
2 years running, coming out victorious. I think they came into this tournament this year with a target on their back. That's why everyone was so excited for the Ireland game. Now it's just down to Scotland. They're the only team left who can take away that streak, and it doesn't seem as if they're particularly up to the challenge as of yet. Interesting also. We felt like we've had lots of whistles, but Scotland have only actually gone to the free throw line once.
Astonishing. It could be a way for Scotland to get back into this one. They've struggled with shooting, just 13%. They've been stripped. Here's Smith, who misses the layup, but Chalavinskas there to clean up for England again.
His first points of the day.
9-point lead for England. Smith there, he's playing hard, but the decision goes against him. The foul on Eamon Correa. Seems as if maybe if things are to go Eamon Correa's way, could help build something for Scotland. He's been a bright spark early on, playing hard.
Yeah, absolutely. He is playing hard. I just worry that because he's been so good we're starting to forget maybe that he is just 16. He doesn't have the experience of these big pressure moments. And maybe somebody else needs to come in and say, right, I got you, young boy. Like, I'm going to help you out here. We've been through this all before. I'm going to help you. But instead, he seems to be by himself, trying to generate an entire offense against the best team in the tournament.
And here is Eamon Correa, who gets his first point of this contest. Make that 2, no mistake from the charity strike. Scotland up to 10. Here's Perry Huggins. Onya. To Tyrese Perry Huggins. Let's one go!
A big 3 from the big man right there. Terry Huggins got a block and a 3 now. He's feeling very confident, and there's another rebound for him.
Tyrese Perry Huggins is having everything go his way here. Campbell, Sholovinskas. Lucky not to fall, but England get the rebound again.
That was an unbelievable pass from Campbell, looking like prime Derrick Rose there, jumping around people, and once again he tries to find Sholovinskas. It goes all the way out the England half.
The commentator's curse. For this England team, they just seem to be getting a foothold now in this game, building something. They've really limited Scotland, who haven't made a field goal yet in this quarter.
That's a rough statistic.
It's stripped again. This time it's Onya. Campbell, who gets stripped by Adams, who still is lacking ruthlessness.
That's great defense there on the recovery after the steal.
Onya. Tyrese Perry Huggins into Sholovinskas. It's the front iron, but England are able to get their own rebound. As it pinballs around the paint. The referees blow. Scotland ball. And the big man there, Majid, is out. A couple of changes here.
I like that there from Shernack though. He only just come on to the court for England, and straight away finds himself in the corner, no hesitation, goes straight up with a shot. I really like to see that good confidence. I think that's what this game might need, someone with maybe a little bit of irrational confidence. Looks like Campbell's got that. He's driving through everyone, throwing these crazy dimes, trying to find open teammates, and that's maybe what Scotland need a bit of. Korea's trying his best, but he needs a running mate.
Absolutely. As we mentioned here, Scotland are struggling to build. They are struggling to find something. They're against an England side who haven't been at their best, but they enter this game with form. They enter this game with confidence. Those being the 2 key factors to this lead that they are establishing here at Archer's Arena. We picked out some key players here. Liam Campbell's really impressed. Sholovinskas, the captain of the team, he's contributed too. But it's been that man, Tyrese Perry Huggins, with a big block, a big 3. And as you mentioned, Dav, he's having his way here.
Absolutely, he's having his way. He's been really, really impressive. It's been really exciting to watch him kind of roam the paint as that help defender. You don't normally see that, you know, for someone his size. You expect him to be the primary big, but he's just rolling almost like Giannis does for the Bucks when he's got Brook Lopez next to him. He's able to roam the paint and just help off anyone who gets beaten. It's really interesting defensive system.
I love the comparison. But here's Scotland looking to build something of their own. Gilmore, Korea, just to make his own shot, but misses everything. And you just get the impression here that Eamon Correa maybe needs to delegate the responsibility. He may just be taking on too much for his own worth.
I'm not sure that's his responsibility to delegate. I think he's one of the youngest players in this Scottish squad. Someone else has got to stand up and say, hey, this is my last chance in this under-18 tournament. This is my last year to stand up for Scotland and take it to England.
A miss there by Shernack. And Scotland are able to escape. Adams. And that one is off.
It's a really poor pass there by Adams.
Scotland just look a step slow here as England are brightening up. These squads continue to rotate. There's that man, Iman Korea, who's out. Ten-point lead that England are looking to build here. To Shanalinskas.
There we are, his first three of the day for Shavalinskas. He's a fantastic shooter, won 6 for 7 in the first game of the tournament against Wales.
5 points for the England captain. Here's Gilmore. Rejected! Adeneyi. And now England on the fast break. Campbell puts one up. But what a block by Emmanuel Adeneyi. And Scotland get one in. It's that man, Robbie Gilmore, who led the scoring yesterday for the Scots.
This is what we want to see. This is the opposite of that stop-start that we were talking about. Just teams going back and forth, up and down the court without a whistle.
The action beginning to build. It's another free from Nidas Shanalinskas, the captain of this England team. He's starting to brighten up, and this one is starting to take off. Reggie Gilmore, no good. Well, Scotland are able to get their own rebound. And another block. The basket's eventually made, but Emmanuel Adeneyi was there. A couple of key blocks here for this England team.
Well, the athleticism on display in the past couple of minutes for this lineup is so impressive.
This is fantastic. We're beginning to warm up.
Chernak there, once again, no hesitation. He's wide open. He's going to take the shot. I like it. Ooh, big changes here for England.
Changes for both teams. Reggie Gilmore replaced on a few, but England make a whole host of substitutions and changes as both teams head back to their respective benches. A good time for a timeout. England building momentum and confidence. A couple of key blocks, a couple of key buckets. Shanalinskas warming up. And maybe this break comes at the right time for Scotland, Dav.
Absolutely. It was England that called that timeout, but I think they'll be quite happy, Scotland, to take a breather there. England really starting to put things together offensively. On the defensive end, it's just been pure athleticism. It's not as if they've been able to strip the ball with aggressive perimeter defense like we saw in the last game for Ireland, but it's just pure athleticism, verticality from those England defenders to be able to get up and block the attack from Scotland and then get out in transition, and that's being able to cause the defense to be all over the place. Scotland don't know where all the shooters are because they're trying to settle back into their defense, and Shanalinskas has taken advantage of that more than anyone. He's hit 2 threes in the past couple of minutes. He looks fantastic all of a sudden.
And England are starting to warm up from three-point land. We saw them shoot at 40% against Wales yesterday afternoon. And the percentages are beginning to rise here for both teams.
Well, talk of three-point shooting. Goodwin's on. And Manalo, who's impressed in previous games. The shot goes by Shavalinskas, but Scotland are able to retrieve. Ooh. The shot goes by Adams, but it's no good again. Shavalinskas, quick pass, and Manalo. Oh, that was a beautiful lead pass by Shavalinskas.
Shavalinskas is doing it all here for England. Looking to get work on defense now. Bo Sproul. Here's Sturgeopoulos. Just a drive, and he's unlucky not to make it. Collects his own rebound. Bo Sproul. Adams. And that's inside. And Scotland still in charge. The shot clock goes. They're unable to get another shot off. Great defense by this England team.
Yeah, I think they we're assuming the shot clock was going to reset, but that first shot didn't hit the rim, so it didn't go back up to 14.
Earlier on today, we saw England concede just 2 points in that first quarter against Ireland, but there are loopholes in this team. They also only just scored 4 points themselves in that third quarter, where Ireland nearly pulled off that fantastic comeback. But England looking to build a lead here and hold it. Manalo. And a whistle given.
Emanalo, such a great young talent, also only 16 years of age.
Seb Manalo received praise online yesterday. Fantastic performance that he went on to do again this morning against Ireland in that early fixture. Javelinskas drives. Looks to get the dish, but he retrieves it himself after nearly losing out.
Oof. That's a tough bucket from Cholovinskas. A tough bucket indeed.
Rolls it into the net. He's beginning to get going here. A Scotland reply. And it's Harvey Berry on target for his country. 16-29 the scoreline, with seconds remaining in this one as the clock unwinds here at Archers Arena. Here's Goodwin, off the glass and in. Matthew Goodwin. And as the klaxon echoes around this arena, that marks the end of the second quarter. We go into half-time. England up by 15. It's not been what we've expected, Dav.
It's not been what we've expected, but it started to heat up there, and it really felt as if the game from here on out is going to be the exciting one that we did expect. Cholovinskas coming back into the game. He didn't have the greatest start, but when he came back in, I think it was really good coaching to take him out and then bring him back in at a key moment. He really just glued everything together. You started to see him put in those beautiful little assists, just shifting everyone around. All of a sudden, he's such a leader, and he just lifts the whole team up. All of a sudden, England have pulled away.
Yes, we're continuing to bring you all the action from the 2023 Four Nations here at Archers Arena. The score is currently 31-16 to England. We're going to head into a break, into an interview now with and we're going to head over to an interview now with Ayman Carrier.
Hiya. So, that didn't start the way I think you wanted to. What happened to make that change so you could pull away there in the second?
Well, we just came out because we're tired. We just had a game, but we picked it up a bit at the end. So yeah, we're definitely gonna come back with more energy.
So you were tired after the Ireland game. That had a big impact on you, would you say?
Probably a bit, but we just needed to get warm a bit, and yeah, now we're back.
Yeah, okay. So, interesting. So you started on the bench for the first two games, but you actually started today. How did that feel?
Felt good. I don't really mind as long as I play, and contribute. Yeah.
Well, you had some great performances yesterday. Good luck to you in the rest of today's game. I hope you get the win. Thank you very much for joining us here with Basketball Wales. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes, we just heard from England, Sebastian Emanalo there, who had 2 impressive games so far for his country. His side are leading 31-16 here in what has been a relatively low-scoring game at Archers Arena. But England are in charge, looking to continue their unbeaten streak. Be interesting to see if fatigue plays a part after their early game against Ireland earlier on. But for myself and Dav, we're going to head into this one at the break, where England lead 31-16. Hello and welcome back to Archers Arena. It's a thrilling contest here in South Wales between England and Scotland in the 2023 Four Nations. Brought to you by Basketball Wales here on YouTube. Dav, what did you make of that first half?
It was really interesting. I mean, after speaking with Endelman there, and also I happened to get a sneaky little conversation with Cholovinskas at the water cooler. They both said that it's had a big impact on them having to play Ireland this morning and then this game so soon afterwards. Yesterday they played the first game and they didn't play again. So it's interesting how the scheduling can impact this tournament so much, because that first quarter, 7-8, that's all it was. It's a real surprise to see England go so poorly from behind the line, so poorly inside, so poorly just in general. They scored 23 points in the second. They warmed up. Cholovinskas got back, everything in order. And I would be very surprised if England didn't run away with this one in the second half.
Well, you mentioned England scored 23 points in that second quarter, but Scotland didn't fare any better than the first.
No.
Just 9 points scored. And you'd think it was Scotland that played the earlier game this morning. It was England. There has been, you know, signs of fatigue shown. But Scotland, of course, do have that game later on tonight at 5 p.m. against Wales. That will, of course, be brought to you here live on Basketball Wales. Here as we prepare for the second half of this one. Be interesting to see, as you mentioned, Cholovinskas, the captain of this England team, was warming up at the end of that second half. Can we expect more from him? There's also talent in this Scotland side that will look to get things going, look to showcase what they can do. As Liam Campbell drives forward onto Obo. Here's Cholovinskas. Played into Obo, whistle. We saw a few of them in that first half, which just slowed down this tempo. Neither side was able to form a real rhythm until England got going in that second quarter.
Absolutely, and the last thing Scotland would have wanted was to get Harvey Berry fouled. It's coming out at this break. It's really, really unnecessary, that one, and just sets them off on the wrong track.
Absolutely, Dav. Whistle blown again here. The referee's conferring.
It's gone Scotland's way.
To the delight of the Scotland bench, here's Korea. Looks to build in play.
The pressure
To Sturgeopoulos. As you mentioned, Dav, the full court press is Eamon Korea. Puts one up. And again, but England still scrapping around in there.
There's another foul called against Harvey Berry.
Harvey Berry, who was important in those 7 minutes he played in that first half. 4 points, 2 rebounds. But that makes his third foul here in this contest. A big role to fill. And foul trouble is always difficult, and he is replaced now. Harvey Berry. Here's Campbell. Onto Emanalo. Play in, back to Campbell. Showing great handles is Liam Campbell. Cholovinskas. Over to Chernak. Front iron, but Cholovinskas able to retrieve it. Seb Emanalo, and again front iron, and again Cholovinskas. Dishes it back out to Campbell, who puts it up and in. An awkward landing for Liam Campbell.
It's a fantastic runner to finish off that play. But that's what I love about Cholovinskas. He's not just a shooter. He's not just a dribbler. He's an all-round player. He's got a bit of everything in his game, and that's why he's got such a promising future ahead of him.
George Sturgeopoulos hits the deck. A man that's played in 3 nations already at such a young age. In Greece, in England, and now in Scotland.
Yeah, you can see that foul really clearly there on your screens. As he was spinning away from contact, Campbell just desperately trying to catch up to him and ends up getting in contact with his legs and pulling out some balance from underneath him.
Sturgeopoulos gets his first points of this one from the free throw line. Scotland have had success in this one. They've only visited on 2 other occasions. But they're now 4 of 6. Matthew Goodwin to Seb Manalo.
Look at the vision on that pass.
Goodwin. The shot is missed, but eventually it's put in by Chernak.
Goodwin there set up 2 really, really, really good chances really quickly. 2 beautiful passes.
Here's Reggie Gilmore. Still Gilmore looking for options. Majid. Korea. Can Scotland do here into Majid? The big man inside. It rattles across the rim. And there's no joy for the Scots. Shevalinskas. Goodwin. That's Emanalo. Chernak. Goodwin. The pump fake. Ooh. Back out to Shevalinskas.
That was so clean. Pump fake. He sold him a dream, the defender.
Brilliant move earlier from England. They retrieved the ball back as Sturgopoulos unable to make anything of it. Here's Chernak. Obo. Off the rim and in. England up to 37. They built a 20-point lead.
Wow.
As Scotland continue to struggle, continue to prove to be stale, as Majid misses again. Just 6 buckets made in this one so far for Scotland. Here's Goodwin. Step back. And Obo's there to collect. Emanalo pulls up. And once again, Seb Emanalo looks to catch fire here. Shevalinskas. Hustling hard for his nation.
Can I just read you some stats here? This Scottish team, the efficiency is really, really horrific. Majid, 0 for 7. Pringle, 0 for 2. Korea, 0 for 5. Gilmore, 1 for 5. Tuck, 1 for 3. Mazumbe, 0 for 3. I could go on. It's so poor in the offensive end for this Scottish team.
And it could continue to be here. Scotland have struggled 16 turnovers in this one so far. Just 2 steals to England's 9. It was a ropey start to this game from both teams. But England have since cracked on. They've shown dominance. They've asserted themselves in this game. And they're now starting to kick on and build this lead and put their foot down. Here's Ebenalo. Shevalinskas. Inside to Obo. Backs in. Past to Chernak. And that one rattles around and in. Now given against Sebastian Emanalo.
Bit over-eager there. I like the aggression, but just unnecessary there. He's on his own. The team hadn't decided to press. Silly mistake.
So much talent in this England team. And there's Goodwin. Into Emanalo, who earns himself the foul. He'll be heading to the line. Sebastian Emanalo. England 1 of 4 from the free throw line so far. This is Emanalo's first trip. As mentioned earlier, he's really stood out in these first 2 games, albeit firstly from the bench. Hits the first shot there.
I mean, that's the point of these kind of tournaments. It's for development. It's for these coaches to get to know players, exactly where people stand in their path to the senior team.
Emanalo from the Thames Valley Cavaliers hits his 2 free throws. He's up to 6 in this contest and continues to play with that intensity. England building a really strong lead, but still looking to trap Scotland here.
Love that from Goodwin.
Goodwin strong on defense. Here's Walker. On to Tuck. On to Sam Walker. Still Sam Walker. And it's blocked by Obo. Timothy Obo, the big man, with another big block for his country. A timeout called.
I think that's the right call there. I think that's the right call. I think both teams need a bit of a breather, need just to recollect. I know that England have come out playing far better than they were in that first, to say the least, but it's still not quite as connected and as gelled together as before. Quite a few whistles, quite a few trips to the free throw line. I'd like to see some threes go down for them. Chauvelinskis in particular has missed a few in this quarter, but Scotland, well, just the single point in this quarter is really, really tough. If you're not going to be able to score basically at all, I mean, why are we even here?
You say that, Davin. It's a 12-1 run here in the first 4 and so minutes of this third quarter. England running away with it. Unbeaten, of course, at the last Four Nations competition in 2022. They look set to go unbeaten here again. Fantastic achievement.
Yeah, I really had my hopes up for this year. I really thought that someone would knock England off, and when Ireland came through and they destroyed Scotland, they smashed Wales, I thought, oh, this is the year. With all the Irish support that's been here as well, we've had Ireland flags and massive, massive loads of people who've come on buses, flights. It's so impressive. I thought this was just set up to be a year where England lost that title, but it really doesn't look like it because Scotland have given up with a whimper here so far in this third quarter.
A poor shooting display, just 16% from the field. We're looking to get something here. Majid was blocked by Sebastian Emanalo on the big man, who's still yet to get a point in this one. 9 rebounds to his name. Fantastic effort there.
That'll make him 0 for 8.
A tough stretch, not just for Majid, but for this Scotland team. Struggling to build any kind of offense in this one. Matthew Goodwin. Chauvelinskis drives in. Nearly got the bucket and the foul.
Well, if you can see the ball go through the hoop here on this trip to the charity stripe, maybe that can give him a little bit more zip when he's playing in open play. Needs a bit of confidence maybe just to start splashing it again from deep range.
Neda Chauvelinskis, 9 points to his name, along with 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal to top it all off. He's not done here. He's up to double digits. Being said, he's 4 of 14 in this game, but 1 of 9 coming from three-point territory. Makes both from the charity strike. Korea. Pringle. What can Scotland work? They're to find a way back into this one. We've seen countless comebacks at Archers Arena. Scotland looking to write their name into the history.
Pringle crunching under pressure, unaware of all the time they had used up on that shot clock. Self-awareness, so important on a basketball court, and Scotland lacking it. Hand over fist there.
Pringle, 4 points in the previous game. He's yet to get really underway in this, just a rebound to his name in the 8 minutes played. As you mentioned, Dav, lack of concentration. Another turnover for Scotland. Chauvelinskis.
Three-second violation against Chernak in the painted area. I say in the painted area, it's actually not painted here. Archers Arena, but we all know what the paint is.
Ball up and in. And that one is good from Pringle. Showing what he can do.
That move from Pringle was crisp.
Good God, Dav. Here's Goodwin. And a foul given. A travelling violation against Perry Huggins.
I didn't spot that one.
Referees keeping a close eye, as always. Pringle to play it. It's one back, and off goes Chernak. Up and in!
Whoa! The first dunk of the day!
Our first dunk here at Archers Arena for this one. Chernak. Take a look at this one. That is brilliant. Making a name for himself here at the Four Nations. And England now with a chance to extend that ever-growing lead.
Well, the athleticism and physicality of this England team has been evident on the defensive end. We've seen plenty of blocks and huge shot contests from them. It was only a matter of time until one of them started to put that athleticism and verticality on display on the offensive end and throw it down.
Absolutely, we've seen it from the likes of Perry Huggins with his huge block earlier, Obo as well. The big men are on display. Pringle, lovely pass. Shot blocked by Perry Huggins again. Speak of the devil. Here's Goodwin. Into Perry Huggins. Keeps control, back to Goodwin. The elite ball handler in this team. Pocket pass into Perry Huggins, who's still in charge. And Goodwin goes up and misses it entirely. And that one's good. Myers, Amu Gottfried tacks another 2 on. England up to 50. Scotland behind on 19. Down by 31 points. A foul given there against Pringle.
Well, there on that last bucket for England shows the importance of hitting the rim on your shot. At least if you're going to miss it, you've got to hit the rim to reset that shot clock. We've seen it a few times today where people go in for the rebound and the shot clock goes away because they haven't realized the shot missed the rim entirely. So all of a sudden, you've just got a couple of seconds left, whatever's left, when the shot was taken. That's all you've got to put that next shot back up. But there, because Godwin's shot at least hit the rim, England had a lot more time on the putback to make sure that the bucket went down.
Pringle. Hometown Dunfermline plays for the Dunfermline Reign. Adds a point onto his tally here. He's making a stand for himself, putting up a fight for this Scotland team that are down bad. Misses the second free throw. England back in possession. And here's Perry Huggins. Out to Nwazu. Goodwin. Looking for Perry Huggins. To Goodwin. Oh, lovely drive! In and around and in. Matthew Goodwin showing exactly what he can do. Sturgeopoulos. Straight back in for Berry. And it's given England's way. Four points scored by Scotland in this third quarter. 21 scored by England, and there's still time on the clock, Dav.
Yeah, still plenty of time for England to pull away further, or for Scotland to try and hold some pride in this game. They go into the fourth with little difference made to what they've already done. This game could be a real embarrassment for the Highlands.
Tyrese Perry Huggins continues to play hard in the post. But here comes Scotland. Ben Adams. Sturgeopoulos. And it's taken away by Hamu Gottfried. And it's blocked by Sturgeopoulos. A travelling violation called. Interesting statistic about the Scotland team. Guard Ben Adams has been teammates with Andrew Melville since primary school. Wow. Here they are sharing the court again at under 18s level for their nation.
Well, then they've got no excuse for this poor performance. Sorry to turn that positive into a negative for you, but if they've been playing together since primary, they should be able to have that connection to be able to find each other on the offensive end.
course, there's 3 games played by each nation in this Four Nations tournament. And Scotland will have another game tonight at 5 p.m. against Wales. Brought to you live here on Basketball Wales. Another travelling violation called here. Will be given in the way of Scotland. Minute 55 left in this quarter. England up by 32. A similar position to what they were leading Ireland by earlier this morning. Stajopoulos for the pocket pass in, and that one is good.
There's a nice basket there. Bit more of that. Driving to the coop and a bit more quick hands.
Harvey
Seems
Berry,
to
the
stick.
scorer. Here's Mwezu. Up to 5 now. Daniel Nwazu. Mzumbi. Oh, nearly dispossessed. Retrieved back by Melville. Andrew Melville. Stajopoulos from 3. And a rebound collected by England. Although Mzumbi had to pick it up and missed the layup.
That's unacceptable. You can't be missing wide open layups.
The problems continue to mount. Nwazu looking for his second 3-pointer. Back-to-back possessions. Tyrese Perry-Huggins. Contact. And an offensive foul given as George Stajopoulos took the contact.
Absolutely. It was really good there. He seems to be trying to amp up the crowd, amp up his teammates. Trying to be that spark for them off the bench.
Spirited effort from George Stajopoulos. Uniquely lofted one up there, but it's collected by Tyrese Perry-Huggins. Handles on the big man. And sees the shot fall.
Nice kiss off the rim there. Just a bit of luck.
Impressive from England's number 3, Tyrese Perry-Huggins. George Stajopoulos. And a shot by Melville. Rattles back to Mzumbi. He puts it in. That will lift this Scotland bench.
Well, Mzumbi and Stajopoulos seem to have just given an extra bit of zest to this Scotland team.
Mzumbi, the scorer there. He'll head to the line for another. 6'1", 16-year-old from Edinburgh. Misses the free throw. Here's Goodwin. The Manchester Magic. Back to Goodwin. Lovely move, lovely layup. Matthew Goodwin. The special talent. And Stajopoulos looks to beat the clock. It's nothing but glass. It's been the story of the first 3 quarters here for Scotland. They're down 59-24 to a roaring England side that looks set to go unbeaten for the 2nd straight year, Dav.
Absolutely. This is the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake for England here. Not just a win, but a blowout. Now I wonder what their head coach is going to decide to do in this 4th quarter. Who's going to get an opportunity to play? Who's going to get some extended minutes maybe? Or is he going to try and run things out, try and work things? He knows that a lot of his players are going to be the primary choices for Team GB at the Euros for the under-18s this coming summer. He knows that selection is heavily based on this tournament. So we'll see how England come out and play this 4th quarter. Scotland have just got to play for pride here. They've got to try and make this look at least, I'm not sure, at least somewhat competitive. They've got to make this look like it's not a complete blowout, and England have got to try and have some fun with it, try and run some sets, work things out for future endeavours.
It's been a tough watch. It's been a tough performance from Scotland, who have just struggled to get things going. 7 points in the first, 9 in the second, 8 in the third. They've shot 19%, 9% from 3. They've been out-rebounded by 18, just running through the stats. 10 less assists, 3 steals to 12.
Wow.
2 blocks to 5, and 23 turnovers. It has been tough for Scotland, who are now playing for pride. against England. A team that started this game ropey and cagey. We thought maybe there was some fatigue from that earlier Ireland game, which surely took a lot out of them. But they've proved to be as strong as ever, and they'll continue that here as they march on into the fourth. As we get underway with Noizu. It's Smith. Goodwin. And another travelling call given. We've seen quite a few of them, not just today, Dav, but throughout the tournament.
Absolutely. I wonder if these players maybe... Rules change from league to league. Rules do differ, and European rules are different to that of certain leagues. For example, in the BBL, the gather step counts similarly to that of the NBA, whereas in the Euro leagues, that is not the case. And those are the rules we're following by today, so maybe there's some confusion there.
Mazumbi again with another bucket, and the free throw to follow. He's putting on a fight.
Absolutely,
For
that's
this
great.
Scotland team.
It's a great drive, strong, powerful. He goes up with a fake shot first time, and then once he beats that first man, he has the opportunity to bank that in off the backboard.
And he makes the free throw too. Here's Goodwin. 9 points for him. England patient in offense. There's recollected. And here's Mazubi again. To play it back. Sturgeopoulos picks it back up. He's been impressive for Scotland too. But that was Adams who lost out, and now Goodwin in transition. Over to Noizu, who just lost his footing. Be a Scotland ball on the baseline.
Yeah, England have looked impressive since that second quarter, really. Back to their normal selves. They just can't escape the whistle. They're still giving away silly fouls. I bet their head coach is wanting to tighten up there.
It's been quite the display from England. Just 8 points in that first quarter, but they advanced 23 in the second, 28 in the third. We mentioned earlier, it seems that there can be patches. The referees are going to have a check on the monitor.
The call on the floor was holding.
But as we mentioned, Dav, how great is it that we have this in our game? The first time it's been used in the UK, am I right in saying?
Yes, absolutely. The first time it's been used for a British basketball tournament is right here for the Under-18s Four Nations tournament at Cardiff Met Archers. We are witnessing a little bit of history here. First time it was used was yesterday in the women's game between England and Scotland.
And it's a pleasure to be calling this one here with Basketball Wales, the 2023 Four Nations. We just take a look at this foul on the floor. Referee is still at the monitor. And the decision looks set to be made.
I think they've just gone with unsportsmanlike as well as holding, because he's going to take shots.
Heading to the line for England is Lewis Smith, who will get a free throw.
Such a gut punch there for Scotland. Thought they'd just given up the ball on the foul. They've actually given up 2 points and the ball.
Incredibly tough to swallow for the Scots, who have really, really struggled from the opening whistle and not cracked on, whereas their opponents have. It's Smith again. Goodwin from range.
Wow.
Brilliant. Matthew Goodwin is putting on a show. Another 3 points to add to his tally. Here's Adams. Scotland shifting the ball around, but they're dispossessed again. It's that man Goodwin. And pass forward. It's missed by Onya. Edward Onya with the miss for England, but they're still in possession. It will be, he puts the ball back in possession. Lewis Smith. Screen set. He chooses to go out wide to Nwazu, who's unlucky with the shot, and Scotland, who just look to escape their own half there, Dav, but they're trapped back in once again with another turnover.
Absolutely. It's just ill-disciplined play from Scotland has really punished them. Both teams were struggling at the start. It really did just feel like whoever was going to come out of that rut first was going to take the game, and that's exactly what we've seen.
Seconds left on the shot clock. Goodwin puts one up. Nothing but iron that time. Sturgeopoulos. Melville over to Mazubi. To Sturgeopoulos. Layoff for Ben Adams. Look for the dish to Berry. But England's ball once again with Lewis Smith on the inbound.
Goodwin is just such a talented guard. I could see him working on basically any league team. Even there with a little handoff, the perfect separation he creates by doing that handoff straight into a screen. Must be so fun to play with a player like him.
And Edward Onya with the basket. As Andrew Melville looks to go and respond with the same, but misses the target. And once again, a turnover for Scotland. 40-point lead for England.
Well, well. 40 points.
Nwazu got a piece on that. Andrew Melville, it seemed.
Jump ball goes the way of Scotland this time. That was a good line drive there for England. He had a good angle. Wasn't a bad decision by any means. I love this. Up 40. Still 3 of them up in the full court. Trying to
No
press.
respite here for England. Scotland, of course, will be back in action at 5 o'clock this evening against Wales. The tip is good by Harvey Berry. His 8th point in this one, along with 4 rebounds. Goodwin. Very much been the star of the show. And that goes England's way too. 6 minutes 21 remain in this one. It's a blowout as England look to finish with a flurry. There's Edward Onya.
These England players now fighting for contention, for future endeavours, future tournaments, GB selection, and possibly even to the BBL scouts and basketball England players here who might be able to bring them into camps, to higher divisions and higher leagues. This is a personal endeavour now for the people on the court for England. This is a moment where they get to shine, whereas they may not have had so many minutes in this tournament.
Scouts in attendance, scouts watching. This is must-see basketball. As Matthew Goodwin could do exactly that! Whether it's from three-point land or jumping up in the sky, Matthew Goodwin is continuing to sparkle for England. What a display!
Well, Matthew Goodwin, I'll tell you what, if anyone's coming out of this game talking about anything other than how amazing he looks to be as a prospect, well, well, you're watching a different game.
Absolutely fantastic. Mazubi there thought he had the steal.
Mazubi's been a bright spark for Scotland. They haven't had many of them. he hasn't really been able to finish it around the rim very well. But Wales had the similar thing with Ravi Edemuni yesterday. But it's just someone who's a bit of that wild card, that fast-paced guy who can try and break down the defense when everything slows down.
Must feel very disheartening for Scotland when England bring on and rotate players, and it's talent on for talent. Players who can score from all over the court, players who can play great defense. We see here with Nwazu. Here's Muzubi for Scotland. One of the brightest sparks in this team is met at the rim.
I'm surprised that the whistle was blown on that one. I've got to say, I thought that was a clean block, but Obo must have made contact for the referee to do it because he had such a perfect view of it.
Not to be for Timothy Obo, who already has a block in this game. We look here again.
If anything, I'd say that's a foul on Matsubi because he doesn't give Obo an opportunity to land there after the block attempt. I'm surprised at that one.
Maezamu Gottfried into Obo. For Emanalo. Seb Emanalo pulls up. Ooh. And is unlucky not to have another 2 points tacked onto his name. A high arcing shot there by Harvey Berry. Here's a move Gottfried. To Seb Emanalo. Dishes to Timothy Obo. Obo puts one up. And Harvey Berry collects for Scotland. Playing for pride here. 31-69. But that one goes. Sam Walker, the man who opened the scoring in this one. It's the foul and the bucket.
Well, Scotland have been able to draw this back even just a little in this final quarter. It's no longer a 40-point deficit by any means. And that was a big surprise there. Really big miscommunication there between the players and possibly the officials. Timeout called, but it was really interesting to see everyone just standing around there. No one but Sam Walker seemed to realize that he was actually there to only shoot one free throw.
Bizarre. But this game still continues to roll on. Just over 4 minutes remaining. The result seems inevitable. It has done for quite some time now. Scotland have fought hard, but it just hasn't to be here at Archers Arena. Just 8% from three-point territory, Dav. That's along with 22% field goal. And then when you look at England's statistics, they have blown Scotland out of the arena.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the way that you want to finish a tournament. If you're England, you want to put a slam dunk, an exclamation mark on your performance for this tournament. They can be really proud with the way that they played. Obviously, they had a slip in that first quarter where they were unable to score, but ever since then, they've been efficient, they've been aggressive, they've been physical, and they've been fantastic. So they'll go home very happy after today's performance and another year of an unbeaten streak at the Four Nations.
All eyes will be on next year's tournament, 2024 Four Nations, to see if England can continue that run. But there's still plenty of action coming up today on the Basketball Wales YouTube channel. So we have live streams running on later on into the evening. Scotland will be back in action against Wales in the finale of the men's basketball at the very least. We've got women's basketball coming up again straight after this. It's Sturgeopoulos. Unlucky not to connect. Amu Gottfried. Onto Seba Manalo. It's collected back. Nwazu. Front iron, and Mazubi is there to collect again. Done a little bit of everything in this Scotland performance.
Indeed he has. He's been everywhere. It's been a bit of a spark plug. The coach decided to bring in off the bench, and ever since he's not really been able to take him out. He's one of his main factors for a little bit of energy that this offense has.
Just under 11 minutes played by Mazubi. He's got 3 rebounds along with 7 points and 4 steals, which is an impressive number in such a short amount of time played. Walker. Sergopoulos. To Sam Walker. Just a drive in between the trees, and Mwazu collects the rebound. Here's Emanalo. And a foul on Sam Walker. Referees felt he went in a slightly too hard there.
Yeah, I think that's a fair decision there. Instead of going for the ball, he just put his body between the ball and the player. We get to see it here again. We got such a clear view of that. Yeah, he just put his body in between Emanalo's hand and the ball. Can't do that.
Mwazu. So almost lose the handle there. Put a shot up anyway. And it's England's ball again. Last touch off a blue jersey. And Emanalo with the baseline ball. Timothy Obo to Emanalo. This one go.
Rainbow shot there from Emanalo. High arc. It's beautiful.
One of many talents on display in this tournament. There's a 3-point straight back by Bo Straw. An excellent response by Scotland. Mwazu. Manalo keeps hold of the handle. Does well with Mazubi on him. Been fantastic defensively in this game. Mwazu drives.
Wow.
And the decision goes the way of Scotland.
Says there was an elbow in there. Instead, a simple shoulder-to-shoulder action.
Incredible lead built in this game. Just been an enjoyable watch, whether you've been watching at home or here at Archers Arena. Sturgeopoulos. Bo Straw. Big move, and he's unlucky with the finger roll. Shernak. Emanalo. Another brilliant drive by Sebastian Emanalo.
It's just like he floated towards the rim. He raised up at such an early stage that none of the Scotland players wanted to contest because they didn't want to foul.
Drew Melville off the back iron. Myers, Amu, Gottfried. To Emanalo. Might want to make another. Dishes to Campbell. And a clear travel there by Liam Campbell. You can see here, dancing in the paint. It takes a step too many.
I think he knew that as well.
The clock is unwinding with less than 2 minutes remaining in this one. A runaway lead for the English. Andrew Melville. Is Bo Straw. Looking for options. Melville. Look at the defense played by England still. Swarming the Scotland players, but that's unlucky by Andrew Melville.
It's a really good effort there. Trying to go for the acrobatics on the reverse.
And a decision given against England again. As we mentioned there, England playing phenomenal defense from start to finish in this one. Showing no mercy.
Well, offense wins games, defense wins championships, in this case tournaments.
Melville. And we've got a touch on that. will remain Scotland ball. A timeout taken by Scotland. It's been a fantastic performance by England. There's a minute remaining. It's that time where we ask you, who is your player of the game?
My player of the game, it's a little tricky, I've got to say, because I want to say Shalavinskas, but this wasn't his best game by any means. He had a real difficulty shooting the ball, so I don't think I can give it to him. But I felt as if he had the big impact that led to this lead. I'm going to have to go with Goodwin. He's shot the ball fantastically well. The way that he's also made a couple of assists. He's zipping the pass all over the place. Fantastic ball handler. He's taken it to the rack, couple of jelly finishes. Fantastic to see him play. He's been such a talent this year at Manchester. He's been great for England in all 3 of their games, and he's my player of the game for here against Scotland.
Absolutely spot on, Dav. Matthew Goodwin, 100% from 3-point territory. 2 of 2.
Goodness.
Also topping off with that incredible dunk. We've seen 2 on display in this game, both coming from England. But Matthew Goodwin has been absolutely phenomenal. Has been awarded as Dav's player of the game. Hard to argue with it. It's been a few great performances, but his has really stood out here against Scotland. A minute or so left on the clock. England 74 to 36.
Wow, they more than doubled Scotland's scoring.
Here's Emanalo. He's been a fantastic player for England in all 3 games. And the foul given against Scotland. Liam Campbell to play this one back in. Obo. Oh, lovely by Timothy Obo. Straight round the defender for the easy lay-in. Obo's got 4 with 4 rebounds and 3 assists in just 13 minutes.
And Timothy Obo there really showing some fundamentals of how to play as the big man. Really, really, really good play to use his body and his length, long arms to keep the ball away from the defender and just tip it in with that little hook.
Absolutely. Timothy Obo, one of many in this team who have contributed, whether it be on offense or defense. Still going here. Bo Sproul. Good dish out Mazubi onto Sturgopoulos. And the shot by Andrew Melville. Picked up by Amu Gottfried. Into Shernack. It seems now as if England are prepared to see this one out. A 40-point lead here against Scotland. They will finish the 2023 Four Nations competition unbeaten for the 2nd straight year. A convincing win against an opposition who have struggled to find anything here, Dav.
Absolutely, they have struggled to find anything against England. Similar to how they struggled against Ireland, they will be happy that they don't come out of this winless. Of course, they get the opportunity to play Wales later on. So they've got still that chance to be remembered for something other than this performance. This isn't the last we'll see of Scotland, but England have put an exclamation mark on their performance at this tournament here at the Under-18 Four Nations.
Scotland lost yesterday's game by 39 against Ireland. It's 40 against England now.
41 against Wales, let's hope.
But it's been tough for Scotland. They've really struggled to find any rhythm. And they'll be glad to have that game at 5 o'clock to put the record right for them. They'll look to at least end the tournament on a high.
Yes.
It's been poor shooting, but they'll be glad this isn't their final game. England proved to be too powerful, too strong. They were absolutely fantastic after a rough start. But Scotland now have the chance at 5 p.m. They face Wales to get their first victory here at the Four Nations. Some standout performances in that game. As we mentioned, Matthew Goodwin was absolutely electric. 2 of 2 from behind the arc. A dunk to top it all off. He proved to have everything. He could shoot from anywhere. And him alongside the likes of Timothy Obo, alongside the likes of Emanalo and Campbell and Shernack. It was a fantastic performance from that England team. Shevelinskas, of course, as well. Had 20 minutes. He picked up 11 points, the captain. He was fantastic in that game. Coming up for you next, women's action. As we now, as an interview with none other than Matthew Goodwin.
Hi, Matt. You were fantastic today. You absolutely blew them out. How does it feel to go unbeaten in the tournament this year?
It feels great, you know. I mean, like, obviously you sort of celebrating with our teammates, so yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, you were 2 for 2 from 3 today. How come you didn't shoot more?
I don't know, man. I mean, if I had the opportunity, I would have shot a few more, but obviously they didn't come about.
Absolutely, because we've been talking about you a lot because of your play in Manchester this year. You hit 10 threes in a game this season.
I did.
I was waiting for that kind of performance. You were 100%, so well done for that. Because of that and because of your ability in that big dunk that you got, you won MVP of the game for us today.
Thank you, bro.
So congratulations on the 3 victories across this tournament. Have a lovely trip home. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.
Nice to meet you.
Absolutely fantastic performance from Matthew Goodwin. He stood out for England, not just in this game, but in this tournament. As we mentioned, this tournament is all about showcasing the best under-18s talents in Wales, England, Scotland, and Ireland from both men and women players. Here at Basketball Wales, there's more games coming up throughout the day. Make sure you subscribe and like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you check out the rest of our live streams throughout the day. Up next, Ireland women are back in action after their earlier victory against Scotland. They'll be in action against England, who are of course unbeaten. After that, the men's game between Wales and Scotland as they look to set the record straight, and we will then close with women's basketball as the Welsh team take on England. The final score here was a blowout victory, 76-36 for Basketball England. An absolute blowout. Matthew Goodwin, one of those players who really stood out and was phenomenal on the day. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this one for you here at Archers Arena. Make sure you stay with us at Basketball Wales as we have plenty more action coming up with our live streams. Next is Ireland and England women in what looks to be another cracker. From myself and Dav, thank you and goodbye for now.